Have you ever thought about the energy crisis that we face here within America? What are we going to do as our power grids age and our population and need for energy increases? Well, one thing that we can do as individual homeowners is to go solar and reduce our strain and reliance on the energy grid. You see it everywhere, from the freeze in Texas that happened or the brownouts during the summer in California. The strain on our grid leaves us vulnerable to these natural crises like a hot summer or an ice storm. And it causes the death of many people in America that simply shouldn't happen. Many don't realize this, but we can be prepared for these crises and reduce our impact by using a renewable energy source, just like the sun, to power our homes, especially in times of great strain. When looking at events in history, we look back at the brownout in August of 2020 from the state of California. And as ABC News described it, the article covering the event, hundreds of thousands of Californians were left without power during these rolling blackouts due to a heat wave and an insufficient energy supply. The main factor that ABC News noted was the age of the power grid, as well as the vast population of the state needing a record amount of energy to power their homes and to keep their air conditioners running. And people were experiencing this from the critical heat wave. A factor that could have mitigated this problem for Californians would have been the mass adoption of home solar systems, as well as even a battery backup system. For example, like I have pictured here, is Tesla and their Powerwall battery solar system for individual homes to store energy from solar production and save it for later on. As Tesla states on their own website, the Powerwall is designed as a whole home backup system, providing power to small things like your outlets and lights, all the way up to your big appliances like your refrigerator or dryer, and even the air conditioner. On Tesla's website, when you configure with only 2 Powerwalls, you can hold up a charge enough to power your home completely for 1 day with regular AC use. And this is with no solar. And when you can use up to 7 days when you have a solar system powering that battery backup system on a sunny day. So what we can see from this is that getting a solar system and even having something as simple as a battery backup can be incredibly useful in reducing the strain on the grid and ensuring that you have power when the grid is overstrained. Additionally, when you look at events like the Texas freeze from February of 2021, Electric talked about how solar would have provided all the energy needed except for 2 days to completely relieve the grid and help keep the power working for heat and other commodities to those Texans. Overall, we can see how the aging of the power grid and the increase in our population is causing some serious problems here on the home front in terms of energy and the lack thereof, especially when it comes to natural events and disasters happening. With the mass adoption of home solar systems and potentially even a battery backup system, we can reduce the impacts that individual households have on the grid, and we can even try to come off the grid and be fully supported by our renewable energy sources. Thank you for listening, and I hope you'll consider switching to solar.